Salam everyone. Welcome to class number 3 in the series Kundalini Yoga and the Ability to Change. This class is about very deeply held stories. The stories that you acquire in the space between your infancy and 7 years old. So it's going to use a class that Yogi Bhajan taught. He taught a series of these in the period 1988-1989. And they all have titles that are, in the area of releasing your subconscious stories, releasing the pain of old memories. And this one is called Releasing the Pain of the Seventh Year. So that's our main Kriya. So let's tune in and then we'll begin. Inhale deeply. Inhale deep. And exhale. Release your hands, place your hands on your knees. And then lean forward, bring your chest forward, bring your heart forward. And then begin to make the deepest circles that you can on your hips, so that in the back position your chin is toward your chest and your spine is arched back. Inhale for the first part of the rotation. Exhale as you come around. Breathe and open your body. The basic idea of all these classes is to open yourself, to become vast. It's this idea of yoga, to become big enough to hold all of your stories, all of the consequences of your stories. To be a container that's big enough, wide enough, deep enough, and with the patience to hold your life, to hold all the stories that are you. Now the next time you come to center, go the other direction. Breathe. This opens the body in a very deep way. Inhale to center. Exhale. And then begin with your hands on your knees. Begin spine flex. On the inhale, bring your heart forward. Lean into it. On the exhale, chin comes towards your chest and you arch your spine back. Move from your lower spine. Try to put as much flexibility into your spine as possible and as much breath into your body. Just smile a little bit. Have a little bit of a smile on your face. So that no matter what thoughts are going through your mind, you can adopt a stance, adopt an energy of smiling, as it were acceptance, as it were being big enough to hold what's going through your mind. Inhale and stretch up straight. Spine is straight, shoulders are relaxed. Let your shoulders drop if you've raised them. Focus a little bit over the crown of your head. And exhale. Stretch your arms up in the air and then begin this kind of motion. As you close your hands into a fist, you bring it down. Exhaling as each alternate hand comes down. Try to reach straight up into the air. Part of being able to change patterns, change habits, change stories involves the energy of shock or sudden change. You may have been in a habit for a long time, but there can come a moment when suddenly you, for the first time ever, you act out of the formula, you act out of the pattern. Part of being willing to change is being willing to act on a moment's notice when your guidance tells you, step out. So in this next exercise that we're going to do, you enact for yourself the idea, the physical manifestation within your body of shock. Inhale, stretch both arms up. And exhale. Now place both hands in front of your face like this, palms facing each other. And then what you're going to do is to, with an energy of shock, move like this, like a jumping motion, so that your buttocks come off the mat and your hands jerk into an opener, a more open position, just like you were getting a big electric shock. Teach good classes on change, but in the end, there has to be a willingness to change. You have to be willing to step out of the pattern, take a chance, try something new, experiment, see if something different will, what happens if something different is chosen. Inhale. Your hands are in front of you, palms still facing each other. And exhale. Just relax as you are, and let me explain to you some of these, of how these patterns are established in the first 7 years. Let's say that you are a 3-month-old, so you are enjoying your life. You mostly lie on your back. You're having a wonderful time, exchanging energy through your eyes and your smiles with your parents and the other people who are around you. Your life is quite easy. It's a very open expression of energy. The adults around you are delighting because they're getting an experience of what you have. And so they love to be around you. They love to play these games with you. They love to smile at you. They love the feel of your smile in their hearts. But inevitably, there will come a day when some harsh word is spoken, some inference is made that there is something that's not quite right. So, a child, a small child, the goal of that child is to learn what it's like to be here. The child naturally looks around, sees that they're in a small body, and that there are these people who do all these different things, and they have much bigger bodies. And the idea is to learn from them everything. They become the means through which everything can be learned. So there's on the part of the child, there's an emphasis on just being super saturating, to just drink in every piece of energy, every vibration, to notice everything they possibly can about the world around them. So they're Velcro for everything. They're fully formed human beings, totally sensitive, picking up every vibration in their vicinity. So, the adults naturally want to help the children. They want to help the children to learn how to be here. But the thing is that we're also operating in a system where we've got thousands of years of patterning in our behaviors. So all of these old stories, all of these old patterns are still being played out. So no matter what their best intentions, the parents are also showing the children these patterns. So what happens is that inevitably the child does something. The parent is, let's just call it in this case, scolding the child. The child intuitively knows that there's nothing wrong. But they know that the parent is enacting a scenario of something being wrong. So at that moment, the child either begins to mistrust their own guidance and learn to trust other bigger outside people who are giving the impression that they are correct. Okay? Or the child, if the child follows his own guidance and doesn't follow the guidance coming from outside, the child becomes a little bit of a pariah, a little bit of an outcast. Those are too strong of words. But the child becomes an outlier. If you're an outlier, you don't get nourished. So it's very totally necessary for the child's nourishment to be in the energetic patterning, to be in a relationship with the parents where energy is being exchanged. So the child wants to get along. The child wants to stay in the energy. So this is how the patterns begin. So just stretch your arms open like this. Let's do a couple more quick exercises. So this time, again, this is like enacting shock. You bring your hand in towards your heart and stop at the last second so that your hand doesn't touch your clothing. Exhale very powerfully as your hand comes in. Good. We're only going to do this for a very short time. But do it in a way that enacts the energy of shock. It's not a gliding through space. It's again this is again in working in the general energetic pattern of shock. Inhale, stretch your arms open. Exhale. Now bring your hands like this again. Now we're going to do it in a different way. Now this time you bring your arms together like you're going to clap them, but at the last second you don't let your hands touch each other. So again, jump yourself off your mat. Inhale. Exhale. Place your hands in front of you, palms down, and just briefly move like this. Between the level of the throat and the bottom of the heart. Fingers stay stiff. Don't flop at the wrist. Inhale. Exhale. And then one more short exercise in this Kriya. Come lying on your back. Place your left hand on your navel. And place your right hand over your left. And press deeply into your navel. Very, very deep. And at the same time, raise your heels 6 inches. And just breathe in this position. Try to keep your head on the ground. I know this is inconvenient, but this is short. You'll be happy to know that this is a 6-minute exercise, 7-minute exercise. No, sorry, 6.5. But we're only doing it for a very short period of time. Okay, inhale. Exhale down and just relax. And I want to explain to you a little bit further how this works with young children. So they're very eager to crystallize. They're very eager to absorb everything. And they absorb things telepathically also. So for example, if you act one way and speak a different way, these children will absorb it all. They'll absorb the vibration. They'll take a vibrational reading, and they'll also listen to your words. So if something happens and they vibrationally feel one way, but you as an adult tell them it's something different, or you say to them in an effort to get them to go along with you, good girl, good boy, that's the way we do it. You don't want to be thought of as different. You don't want to be thought of as some person and they'll give you some description. So what they're really saying to you is if you are willing to diminish yourself, you can continue in this flow of love. You can continue in this energetic flow. So they teach you to diminish yourself. So as you diminish yourself, you can imagine if you were present now as an adult, at that first moment when this happened to you, when you were very young, you would know that the reaction would be resentment or anger. So if a child feels anger, for example, it's very easy for the adult, I remember hearing it all the time when I was a child, don't act like that. Stop that. Don't be doing that. Don't pout. Stop your crying. So on the one hand, you feel it. On the other hand, you're being told not to feel it. So what it sets up is an entrapment. You get entrapped into an experience of self-conflict because if you do it one way, you're trapped. If you do it the other way, you're trapped. deeply. Inhale deep. And exhale. And now draw your knees into your chest and rock a few times on your spine and come sitting up. If you telepathically pick up from your parents feelings like self not being good enough, there not being enough for everyone, there not being an easy path to prosperity, there being blocks that you will experience around relationship. If you pick these things up telepathically from your parents, then these can very easily get installed in you so that as the years go on, you can enact these patterns for yourself. As the years go on, the costumes change, the clothes change, the people change, but the experiences, the general format of the experiences is repetitive. So this Kriya is designed to break that, to break those patterns. So it's very interesting like that. The first exercise, you bring your hands in front of you. Your left hand is in the fist and your thumb is on the outside. And then you're going to alternate. You bring your right hand into a fist, thumb on the outside, and your left hand moves in this position so that your thumb is over your sun finger and your mercury finger. And open, and close. And open, and close. Continue like that. Good. Just keep moving. Take your time with it and get it correctly, because this is involving your brain. When you're on your left hand, when two of the fingers are up, try to have them straight up. This begins the Kriya called letting go the pain of the seventh year. In the world of yoga, in the world of energy, you are a being, you exist. And just because you are a being, just because you exist, you deserve love, you deserve everything. Now begin to move quickly. Stay focused. Keep the movements precise. Remember to, especially with that left hand, the two fingers are straight up and the thumb is over the sun and the mercury fingers. It's easy to start compromising that. So again, the way these patterns are held is that you're made to feel diminished, you're made to feel small, you're made to feel angry, you're made to feel disappointed. And then at the same time, the same person usually is telling you that you can't express it. So you feel locked in the self-conflicted circuit. You bounce back and forth between wanting to express it, being your natural self, and being told that you shouldn't, and that if you don't, you will stay in a circuit of love and energy, and you'll be included. So you bounce back and forth between the two things, and that's one of the ways in which patterns are held in place. You imagine it one way, and it seems like some longing that you have, and then you imagine that if you do that, something's going to happen to you. So you pull back. You have your instinct, you feel something's going to happen, you pull back. You have your instinct, going with yourself, you feel something's going to happen, you pull back. Inhale. Exhale. Now, we're going to continue with the same exercise, only we're going to inhale and move 7 times. I'll coach you, so we'll inhale, I'll watch one person. You're going to inhale, move 7 times, and then exhale, and then again. And then we're going to do it, we're going to hold the breath for a longer time. So ready? Inhale deeply, start moving. Exhale. Inhale deep. Move. Go ahead. 7 times. Exhale. Now this time we're going to move 14 times. Ready? Inhale deep. Go. Exhale. Now this time 21 times. Ready? Inhale. Go. Exhale. And now begin inhaling and doing it, count it out to yourself. Inhale and do it 14 times, and then exhale and continue like that. When Yogi Bhajan was teaching this class, he talked about this particular exercise affecting what he called the gray matter in the brain. He said it's all about meridian points. It's just like you're giving yourself acupuncture. Inhale. Exhale. Now the next exercise, the arms are straight up in the air, the elbows are bent a little bit. So what your hands are open. So then you're going to close, you're going to put your thumb on the inside, close your hands into a fist, and bring your hands down like this. Open up your hands, extend your arms up, put your thumb on the inside, close your hands into a fist, and your hands down. So what we're going to do, just practice it for 30 seconds. Go ahead. Okay, now inhale, stretch your arms up. And what we're going to do this time is you can exhale, hold your arms up. We're going to inhale and do the motion 7 times and then exhale. Then inhale, stretch your arms up and do it again 7 times. So inhale and begin. Continue. You're inhaling, holding your breath, moving 7 times, then exhaling, and then starting it over again. Inhale, stretch your arms up, and exhale. Now the next exercise, bring your hands like this, your eyes are just slightly open, you're looking at the tip of the nose. And then you're going to bend your thumb and make a fist over the thumb, like this. It alternates. One hand is open, the other hand is closed in a fist, fingers over thumb. The mantra is hut, 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 Speed it up. Exhale. Now place your left thumb on the mound under your mercury finger and place your hands so that across your chest, so that your forearm is straight and your fingers are facing to the right. Then place your right thumb on the mound underneath your mercury finger and place it over your left hand so that you make a straight line with your forearms. So what you're going to do here is inhale deeply and repeat to yourself the mantra hug. You're going to hold your breath for 15 to 30 seconds. So count it out to yourself. Maybe you can't count and repeat the mantra at the same time, but just I'll for the first minute or two, I'll give you the timing. I'll set the timing at first at 15 seconds and I'll gradually increase it to 30. Okay? Inhale deeply. Begin silently chanting hug. Exhale. Inhale. Begin. Exhale. Begin again. Exhale. Now continue. That was 15 seconds. See if you can stretch it to 30 seconds. Or stretch it towards 30 seconds. Listen, engage yourself, engage your brain, because your eyes are at the tip of your nose and your eyes are not at the tip of your nose. Your eyes can be closed. But you're listening to the sound. Of hug. Inhale. Exhale. Stretch your arms out to the sides. And move your arms up and down from your shoulders 4 to 6 inches. Keep your arms stiff and move very quickly like a hummingbird. Quick. Now close down your eyes and continue. tips of the thumbs touch. Back to your 7th year and to feel. See if you can feel the patterning. Ask your body, ask your psyche to produce for you the feeling of the patterns that you adopted. Feel what it was like to be love and to have someone say to you something that was the energy of self-diminishment, leading you to believe that they knew how to live when what they were showing you was their fear, their smallness. Call these memories up. Fly through your skin. Readjust them. Name the energy for what it really is. If there was an adult who was showing you fear, label it. Inhale. And for the last time, look. Look at what you have seen for your first 7 years, for the 7th year. Exhale. Inhale and look at it for the last time. Look down at it. Look back at it. Forgive it. Exhale. Now begin breathing long and deep. Inhale for as long a cycle as you can accomplish. This is 1 minute breathing, so the idea is 20 seconds inhale, 20 seconds suspension of the breath, 20 seconds exhale. So do your best. Start with 10, 10, and 10 if you can do that. Breathe.
In the heavens Ponderosa, where the vineyard meets the sky, and the heart is where the mountain meets the rain clouds, flying high. As you and I look out and see the world spread out below, with different eyes and hearts and all the different things we know. There are cars down on the highway, 10 miles to the east. See the glint of distant sunlight and the rats at dancing feet. But to you, you see their faces and the failing lives they lead. Then you wink at me and reckon there's a way I might succeed. Walking up the mountain, and I've got you by my side. I got thunder in the valley, and this lone dark mountain high. Walking up the mountain, climbing side by side.
Now place your hands in front of you so that your left hand is facing away from you and your right hand is facing toward you. Hook your fingers in bear grip and pull your hands apart. Begin breath of fire. Pull strong. This is very short. Inhale. Extend the breath. Hold. Exhale. Last time. Inhale deep. Hold. Hold. Exhale. Now begin shaking your hands up. Shake your whole body. This finishes the Kriya, so this is just allowing your energy to normalize and flow through your body. Bring your palms together.
A long time, sunshine upon you. All love surround you. And God, your light with you. Guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And of your light within you. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on.
Inhale. So. Thank you.
Thank you.